This is RC.
It's your girl K Marie. K Wilk.
It's your boy Black.
It's your girl Lady.
And I'm Sir. And you're listening to
2020.
2020.
2020.
2020. 2020.
2020 Podcast.
2020. I did that one for you.
All right, so thank you for tuning in to another episode of Business Minute. I'm your host, Sir. And today I got a special guest, Miss Carla The Pound. How are you today?
I am doing great today. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Now, Miss Carla, if you don't mind telling the people, what is it that you do?
Well, my name is Carla Abel. My Facebook name is Carla The Pound. And I always open up, this is Carla The Pound with Cakes by the Pound, but it is homemade with love and in everybody's joy. So what I do is I bake homemade pound cakes and basically connect with people through social media, family and friends, and the customers get to catch me in the city and get cake. Or if I'm at an event, then they get to get cake there, or they can pre-order, and we can meet up, and they're able to get cake. So right now it's all about cake and just sharing the gift of sweets with everyone. Sweets make everything better. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. So if I may ask, Carla, how long have you been active?
So that is a very interesting question. I do get asked a lot, and when I tell people how long I've been at this, their jaw drops. So, give you a little bit of background. Before November the 22nd of 2017, I had never baked a pound cake.
Really?
Never in my life. Yeah. So, it was Thanksgiving, and I always host Thanksgiving with my family. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to bake a pound cake. I had bought the stuff before, never made it. Asked my daughter to make it. She never got to it because any baking, she did it because I didn't bake. I didn't think I could bake. I didn't feel like I could bake. I didn't feel like it would be good enough. So I said, you know what? I'm going to bake this cake. So I stayed in my kitchen, had my little hand mixer, and I baked my first cake. And it was the most peaceful experience, of my life in a long time. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And so I had 3 desserts for Thanksgiving. I had pound cake, peach cobbler, and banana pudding.
Okay. Hey.
Well, the pound cake was gone. The peach cobbler was barely touched, and the banana pudding was barely touched. So I was like, okay, I may have something. And so then my mom gifted me a KitchenAid mixer for Christmas. And so I made another pound cake. And then that pound cake turned out like even better than the first pound cake. And, I had an Aunt Maddie who baked. And every time we would go to her home, she would have pound cake in the glass cake dish, right? And so my sister was like, you must be channeling Aunt Maddie. I said, I don't know. I'm just doing it. I was just doing it. And so every year for my birthday, I worked in a call center as a manager, and I had a team. And so every year for my birthday, I would throw myself a party. But it would be to give back to my team. So I basically cooked them a meal and got dessert. But most of the time, everybody else brought desserts. Why? I didn't bake. So this year in 2018, January 2018, January the 11th, 2018 to be exact, I baked the pound cake. It was a cream cheese pound cake. That was the first cake that I ever baked, cream cheese. And so I took it, to the job. I made the spaghetti, because I love spaghetti. So I made spaghetti, corn, and salad, and we had pound cake. and then somebody else baked some brownies. And so after the team builder, they were like, well, Carla, you didn't tell us about the cake. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just cake. To me, it's just cake. And so I had shared some with my boss, and he came over to me with cake in his mouth, talking about some, that was a service. And I'm like, really? He was like, yes, you need to sell this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, whatever. So I went home and, started looking online, different baking pans and things of that nature. And so I decided to do mini cakes. When I thought about it, people, a whole cake is great, but what if I just want a little bit of cake? Yeah. So my people that I started testing cake out with was the people at the job. And so when I would come in every day, they would be like, got cake. Miss Carla, you got cake. And so that's how Got Cake came to be, which is one of my slogans that I use. And so on January the 23rd, 2018, I actually sold my first cake to one of the other managers who was having a team builder for her team. And so I've been at it ever since. And it's been exciting. It's been an exciting run. It's been a scary run, but it's been exciting.
Okay. And that's amazing, to hear that story that, someone just offered the suggestion, off of a passion project that you started, and, you've turned it into a business. Now, on the side of that, like you're saying, you finding pleasure in it, I do want to ask, were there any obstacles that you encountered along the way?
Personal obstacles, people not supporting or people looking at you like, you really want to sell a cake? Why do you want to sell a cake? And I always told people that it's God. This is a gift He's given me, a gift that I did not even know I had. Right. And if you believe in God and you believe in His protection, if you believe in the Word of God, then you wouldn't question what's going on in my life, because either you would have had that experience in some form, shape, or another, or know someone who does. And when He works in a way that it's unbelievable. This is unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable that in less than a year, I'm the 2018 Grind Award winner.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm serious. So, but really, it was just a personal, thing. Can I really do this? And, people who you thought would support, that doesn't support. But a little bit about my background. I have a master's degree in business. I've done several different network marketing. I did prepaid legal. I sold Mary Kay. I now sell paparazzi. And so when I was thinking about this journey and even the obstacles that I faced, I said He prepared me to be able to withstand the opposition. Wow. I've been in business and a manager my entire life. I also do taxes. So I've always had that spirit of wanting to go on, my own and do something extra. Yeah. And those things are great. Prepaid legal, Mary Kay, paparazzi, doing taxes, all those things are great and viable businesses for entrepreneurs to even look into as an option for them. And so I just felt like those experiences prepared me for this time, because now when somebody say, well, they don't want cake, okay. Or they say, well, your price is not what I want to pay, okay, you're not my customer. And so I would love to service everybody in the U.S. of A., but I understand enough to know that I'm not able to do that. But the people that I can service, I want to service them to the best of my ability and provide them with a good quality product.
Exactly. You definitely don't want to short yourself, especially when you put love into it. Like you mentioned, this is something, a passion project of yours that, you discovered on a whim, and if it gives you peace, don't let anyone, short sell your skill, especially if it's your own piece. So I respect that wholeheartedly. So that brings me to my next question. How do you manage balancing work and your personal life?
Yeah, it was hard when I was working the full-time job that just closed down back in so it was harder because I was up late at night trying to bake and then get up in the morning and put it up. But now it's been cakes and my babies. I have four kids, and it's just been cakes and my babies. That's my thing. It's my cakes and my babies, and so for a while I didn't do anything. Like after my 40th birthday, because I turned 40 on January 11th of 2018. And so I always celebrate the whole month. So that whole month I was celebrating my birthday. And so I really didn't start focusing on cakes by the pound until about February. And from that point, probably the next 3 to 4 months, I didn't do anything hardly socially. And so then I started looking for vendor events. And so at that point, that kind of got me out a little bit socially. But as far as personally, it consumes you. You have to be intentional about personal relationships, about taking time with family, because your business can consume you. And in some respects, when you are on your own, it has to consume you until you get it to a place where it can stand and function on its own. So,
right.
yeah.
Okay. So, over this last year, and I'm glad you brought that up, with this, this past year being a memorable one to kick everything off. Out of that entire year, which experience would you find to be the most memorable? It's all right. I know this one usually stumps people.
Yeah, because it's not just one moment for me. I was able to do things in this last year that I never even dreamed of. Next Friday, I have the opportunity to launch my brand. I've been doing it for a year, and now I'm getting ready to launch the brand. The next Friday, I have the opportunity to launch my brand. It's also a fundraiser for lupus. But when I look back over it, I had to learn everything. Like, I didn't have a grandmother to glean from, or a mother to, glean from. My mom didn't really bake, and so my experiences are totally different from someone else.
Right.
And the thing that sticks most in my mind is that every step of the way, you're having to jump out of your comfort zone, like every step of the way. Like it took me, I agonized over red velvet cake for the better part of the year. Like I heard like 8 to 9 months. And then finally, because I never really advertised that I did red velvet. I didn't advertise that I did red velvet. And I always knew there was a time that somebody would ask for it and I would have to up. Because my motto is, I'll try anything once, okay, when it comes to the cake. So this lady had messaged me about an order, and she was like, well, can you do this cake, and, I want red velvet, and I want it to be layered, and all this kind of different stuff. But mind you, I had never done layered cake, so again, I'm learning all this stuff. So I called one of my baking friends, who's been very receptive, to just being kind of like a mentor to me. And I told her what was going on. And it's like, she didn't do the order. I felt relief. But then another instance came up with somebody wanted red velvet cake. And I said, you know what? You're going to do this red velvet cake. And so I tweaked my recipe, and when I tell you, I had the red velvet lady of Mobile trying to be my red velvet cake was good. That was it for me. That was all I needed. That was all I needed. Miss Villanova. That was all I needed. The cake dealer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That was all I needed. That was enough for me, you know. And it's such a blessing. Like, there is a lot of bakers in Mobile. And there are some who have really been supportive of me and, you know, encouraging me and rooting for me, you know, because like I said, all can eat if we work together. You know,
that's right.
I do primarily the pound cakes. You do primarily desserts and things of that nature. You may do wedding cakes. You may do the art, I call it cake art. Because there are some cake artists, in Mobile that, there's some cake artists in Mobile who are not recognized. Hold on just a second.
No problem.
So, yeah, so the bakers, you know, have really, the ones that I'm able to connect with have really been just wonderful, just really wonderful to me. And so that's what I would like to see going forward, is that, you know, we establish, you know, a community, you know, because we are a community, you know, and just support each other, because we all have something a little extra to give, a little different to give in our craft.
Okay. And it's definitely important. And that's the common thing I found about the people I interview. Not only are they totally into what they're doing and believe in themselves, but they're also invested in planting those seeds for the future, which I really respect. You know, that's the best investment you could leave, you know, is your legacy. So now my next question is a little bit of a long-term question. So I want to ask, where would you like to see your business in 1 year, 3 years, and then in 10 years?
Okay. So in a year, I hope to be in a place where I'm now able to give back to the community in the form of hiring employees to help with this process. Because that's how you make community work. You reinvest in the community that you live in, and you employ people who then can take care of their families and reinvest into the community that they live in. So hopefully I'm at a place where I can take on, you know, a couple of employees and be in my own kitchen. Right now I rent space in the kitchen. So that I can be able to ship worldwide, nationwide. 3 years from now, I would definitely like to be in a position where we are consistently shipping nationwide and worldwide. You know, case by the pound could be in Germany, could be in Japan. You know, could be anywhere, you know, because UPS, FedEx, they go wherever we want them to go.
Truth.
So, that's where I would like to be. In 10 years, I'll be 51. And in 10 years, I will hopefully be in a place to where I'm able to advise the business.
Yeah, I hear that.
In an advisory capacity, and have added different things to my business portfolio, so that again we can create a legacy for the family and be a blessing to the community, because that's a big deal for me. I believe that to whom much is given, much is required.
Right.
And I believe that when you are blessed to have the ability to give to others, that's what you should do. Now I understand that you have to be selected, but we all lead the same way. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can't take it all with you.
Sure.
You definitely want to leave a legacy for your family, but I believe that when you do you receive more than you could have imagined, more than you could have accomplished on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal is to give, and I'm starting with the brand launch and fundraiser next week.
Okay.
My goal is to raise at least $1,000 or more to give to the Mid-South chapter of lupus. I was diagnosed with lupus 3 years ago. But it's taken me 3 years to talk about it. So, but I talk about it because God has given me a platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I am now connected with people from all over the United States. And so, my story may be able to be a blessing to someone else, or may be able to give them the will and the desire to keep moving and push through the pain. Because sometimes you're in so much pain that all you want to do is put your head under the cover and go sleep.
Right.
But life still has to happen. And so next week is really going to be huge. The public is welcome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a $10 donation at the door. If businesses want to advertise, they can get with me, because I am doing the Pound collection, where I'm going to have some goodies branded by Cakes by the Pound, but I'm also opening up for businesses to advertise. I mean, that's a captive audience. And so, who knows? But it's only $25, and who knows what could come out of that, for your business. Because like I said, we have to help one another.
Right.
And
Right.
be a blessing to each other, because, no man can live on an island. We all need each other in some way, form, or fashion. So, yeah.
All right. So, no, that's wonderful. And the fact that, this being a topic, this fundraiser you're doing, being something near and dear to you, is kind of an inspiration of its own, because just like you said, to whom much is given, much is required. You're not taking this, setback as an excuse to stop. You're using this to give back to others who may not have found their calling just yet. So I really thank you for doing that, because that's an inspiration within itself. And that brings me to my last question. For that person out there who's thinking about going out on their own, who's kind of on that cusp of taking that plunge of faith, what words of encouragement would you have for them who are just starting their own business?
I would tell them to go for it. You may not have it all, because if you wait till you have it all together, you will never start. I didn't have it all together. My first cake was cream cheese. That was the only cake. Then I added the 7-Up cake, and those two were the only cakes for a while, until I decided to try other recipes. And
right.
So, you just got to try other recipes. This flavor one may not work, and you may have to select another one. So, definitely take the leap of faith and do it. If you believe in God, pray all the time for your business. Pray and pray that people will be placed in your life that can help you on this journey. Because I meet people all the time, and when we talk, and I'm like, oh, that was he. They would say, my God, because we wouldn't have met any other way, you know.
Right.
And so just stay true to your faith. Stay true to your faith. Just do it. You know, even if you're scared, do it. Find you a mentor, somebody you can trust to be a sounding board. You know, someone who doesn't, you know, when you talk about your vision, when you talk about your dreams, it's not a bore to them, or you know, you're getting on their nerves. Someone who welcomes the ideas that you have, and it may not be a family member.
That's true.
It may not even be a spouse.
That's true.
But even if it's that, you got to know that you know what's within you, and you do the work to let it manifest itself, and you'll be all right. Customers will come. There's times I don't have customers, and somebody will call and say, "Can I get a cake?" Like today, and I was like, "Wait, hold on." But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to be that business owner. There's some business owners that because they're in business and they get to a certain position, they lose touch with the people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you call me for a cake and I got enough time to get it done and there's nothing pressing, I'm probably going to do the cake. There's been people that have called me, will message me at 1 o'clock in the morning. I just want to make sure I get my cake order in. If I'm up, I'll respond. You know, I do. And I know I need to have hours. And I will when I see that it's becoming such an issue that I have to have some boundaries. But right now, I'm just enjoying my city. Like, catch me in the city, y'all. Like, come on. What y'all want? You know, that's really the way that I look at it. And so I'm just enjoying it. Just enjoying it. And have, you know, if you're not having fun with what you're doing, and if you go to work, dreading work every day, you know, even if you're not ready to start your own business, it's time to change careers. Because nobody should go to work and feel and dread to be there. Like I used to have, it used to be horrible. And it's like, nobody should have to feel that way. So, you know, do what you love and figure out a way to monetize it. That's, you know, hey, it's people every day coming up with different ways to monetize things, and you were like, I should have thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. Like, you never know. Slime, selling slime. My niece was selling slime. My niece was selling slime.
That's smart. That's the kid. There is a market for that, kid. That's the thing right now. That's smart.
Yes, slime is the thing. Yes.
There's a market for it.
So you know, you just don't ever know what's going to be the next good thing, the best thing. But just, you know, look for ways to make it happen and step outside of yourself. Anything that provides a service as a convenience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people pay for convenience all the time. They don't feel like cleaning their house, who they hire? Somebody clean it.
You're right.
They don't feel like washing their car, what do? Go to the car wash or hire somebody clean it. Cutting their grass, the lawnman. So, you know, they don't want to bake a cake or they're tired of cake. So, you know, it's just a lot of different things, and figure out what that is for you, and you'll be fine. You'll be so fine.
All right. Well, Miss Carla, it's been a pleasure. This interview definitely spoke to me, and I'm sure everyone else that hears it, it definitely will as well. If anyone wants to get in contact with you, how can they follow you or get in contact with you?
Okay, great question. So I am Carla The Pound on Facebook, so you can send requests to me there. Also, I do have a business Facebook page, and it's Cakes by the Pound. On Facebook, the username is @ThePound18. I am on Instagram, and it is Cakes by the Pound. 18 on Instagram. And you can also call me. You can reach me at 251-289-0532, or you can shoot me an email, cakesbythepound@yahoo.com.
All right. Well, Miss Carla, thank you again for the opportunity to interview you. I wish you the best, and we'll definitely remain in contact. I'm sure you'll get some business out of me.
Well, I thank you so much, and I'm just glad for the opportunity to have this venue, and I hope other businesses see it as something that is important too, to just kind of get the word out about who they are. And you guys have done a great job. I think the connectivity that I'm seeing with the different live shows on Facebook, I can definitely see the interest is increasing in the 2020 podcast. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. What you're doing is needed. And I think the community is showing you guys, that you guys are really on the right track with this thing you guys are doing.
Thank you, ma'am. That really means a lot. And again, you have a blessed day, Miss Carla, and thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay.